If you guys need help gearing up for any of the new content in Grand Theft Auto Online, check out G2A with the link in the description, and use cashback code BOSS if you want to save a little bit extra as well. Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, I'm going to be telling you guys the most efficient ways to actually max out your stats in Grand Theft Auto Online. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, including your stats, what you want to do is go over to the Start menu, go over to Online, hit Players, and then click on Yourself. And you should see a couple things. You should see your name, your rank, which you can see mine right there. And then you're going to see a couple of stats: stamina, strength, shooting, stealth, flying, and driving. And then you've got mental state, but that's going to vary based off of how many people you kill in the lobby. So we're not going to be talking about that one in this video today. And then you have hardware access, which you can see all the items you own, like a plane, helicopter, boats, cars, and then the crew you're in, etc. And if you're like me, there's actually a good chance that you haven't actually maxed out all the things you need to do. So for me, I've got stamina at 100%, shooting at 100%, same with flying and driving, but stealth and strength are pretty low. Both of them are under 40%. So how could I actually max that up? And there might be some stats in here that you don't have maxed up either. So let's talk about that in this video today. So let's start with stamina. So stamina is generally the easiest stat to max as you sprint a lot of the time, and it won't take much time if you don't focus on it. However, if you'd like to focus on it, here's 2 tips that'll really help you out. The first one is taking a BMX bike or a bicycle that you can buy on either the websites or off of the streets and just cycle around San Andreas. It shouldn't take you more than 20 or 30 minutes and you'll get your stamina stat all the way up. The next thing you can do is put a rubber band on your controller and make your character swim in circles. And then you need to get something that'll tap either X, A, or the shift button for you, and that will allow you to actually start like doing the fast swim in the water. Now, this is the fastest AFK method that I know of in order to get your stamina. It comes pretty easily if you do it naturally, so honestly, I wouldn't even go out of my way to do this, but that's one way in which you can efficiently level it up. The next stat is strength. Now, there's a couple ways in which you can do this. The first of which is playing sports. So you can do 46 rounds of golf to actually max out this stat. I'm sure you could do some other sporting events as well. That's one way to do it. You could enter a mission that disables cops. Peer pressure is one of them, for example. Go to an area with a lot of spawning pedestrians and then just beat them up every time you see them. That's a good way in which to get your strength stat up. Or what you could do is make a death match, set it to 60 minutes and 150 kills to end the death match, and then set the weapons to forced and pickup, and then set forced weapons to thrown weapon or none. Hit the test option and make sure your events ability is set to off, and then what you want to do is go around countering AI attacks. So in order to do this, you need to lock onto them. Then when they swing at you, you need to dodge, hit them back. They'll go down in 4 hits each, and then check your stats by loading into a G-Ton lobby and enter your saved deathmatch again. And if you do this over and over again, you should be able to get your strength up pretty quickly, which is actually quite helpful for a lot of different situations. The next stat is shooting. So shooting, again, has multiple different ways in which you could level this up. The first of which is doing survivals. So attempting to stay alive and killing multiple enemy NPCs tends to get your shooting stat up by quite a bit. You could use the same deathmatch you made in the creator for strength, except this time add some weapon pickups around the map. Pick up the weapons in your test mode. Again, make sure you aren't invincible and then just shoot all the unarmed NPCs coming at you. By far the easiest way is to go to the shooting range and bring a friend. You can choose some challenges and play them with them. It doesn't matter who wins, your shooting stat is going to go up really fast. Or you could go to the shooting range solo. The minigun is the best way to increase the stat if you're doing it by yourself. You could also just go around shooting other players. But again, all these methods I'm telling you guys about right now just actually increase your efficiency while doing this sort of stuff. The next 2 are probably the easiest. It's driving and flying. So for driving, this is probably the easiest stat to max out, and it's not really worth your time to force it because it is going to come naturally. But in case you do want to max out really quickly and you don't have it, drive around the map. It's the most obvious thing to do. It'll take about an hour if you just drive nonstop. And then do races, either by yourself or with other people. It's the easiest way to max out your stats too. Now, flying is pretty easy as well. The first thing you can do is go to the San Andreas Flight School. Each time you complete a challenge, you get $10,000, a lot of RP, and your stat goes up by 5. So you won't max it out fully this way, but you'll definitely raise it about 4 bars if you complete all of the flight school challenges. Another thing you can do is just take a plane, go to the airport, touch down on the ground for 2 seconds, lift off again, and repeat this until you run out of ground and swing back for another pass. This works really well, and in no time, you honestly should have your stats up pretty much all the way. Or you could take a Hydra, something that has VTOL, go AFK for 10 minutes, check your stats, and it might actually increase by a little bit. So that's sort of an AFK method. Now, the next one is stealth, and this is actually a pretty underrated stat, and this will really help you out in Grand Theft Auto Online. So in order to get your stealth up, unfortunately, there's no easy way, but a lot of people are confused in how you do it. You need to get stealth kills. So what you want to do is just find NPCs, or if you're lucky enough, other players. Go into stealth mode by clicking in on the left thumbstick. You'll notice your character will start to lean over and crouch a little bit. And once you've done that, what you want to do is just kill them, bop them in the back of the head, take an axe or whatever, chop them up. And that's a good way in which you can get your stealth stat up. It's going to take a while. This is by far probably the slowest, but it is pretty useful once you do end up getting it all the way up. Now, another thing about stealth, in case you don't want to end up killing people, I've heard you can actually put rubber bands on your controller and have your character walk in circles and stealth to max it out. So if you have any other ways about walking in a circle, do it, but in stealth mode as well. The one thing I will say about putting rubber bands on controllers is it will actually mess them up. So you do have to be careful with this, or maybe use like a backup controller that's already kind of broken for something like this. I obviously don't want you guys like breaking your controllers. They're actually really expensive to buy a new controller. So keep that in mind if you are doing something like that. I obviously don't want you guys to have to spend more money than necessary. Now, 2 stats that actually weren't on the list today that we are going to talk about. The first is lung capacity. So this stat is invisible to other players, only you can see it, but it's quite invaluable in heist missions, especially during the Humane Labs raid final if the rebreather glitch occurs. So here's my personal way to do it. What you want to do is either go to the airport or the Los Santos docks, and you want to find somewhere that's located close to the water, but's elevated off the ground. So I found this location right here that allows me to sort of stand on this little slanted part, and I can just dive into the water over and over and over again. So what you need to do is dive into the water, stay under until your character needs air, then resurface, climb back up, and repeat. This method will probably take about 30 minutes to max out your stat. And the area I've done is so easy because you don't have to climb up any ladders, which of course is going to save you a whole lot of time and allow you to just sort of walk back up into position where you dive in, stay under, and then come back up. So again, this method is going to take about 30 minutes or so, but it is definitely worth it, especially if you're doing those heist missions. And then the final stat today is max health. So if you didn't know about this stat, it's actually completely hidden from your view, excluding a little notification you get every 20 levels. So there is actually no method to max this stat. In fact, all you have to do is get to rank 120, the last max health option. You might not have known that, but getting to rank 120 gets you the maximum amount of health you can have in the game. It's the only thing you unlock after rank 120. So unfortunately, there's no way for me to tell you how to rank up faster. Maybe do things that will increase your RP. So right now, something that's going on is double money in RP in the hot ring circuit races. So maybe you end up doing those. However, if you know a better way to earn RP, you can do that and try and get to 120 as quickly as possible. But anyways, that right there is how you can most efficiently max up all your stats in Grand Theft Auto Online: stamina, strength, shooting, driving, flying, lung capacity, and max health. Hopefully this guide was helpful for you. And this is a guide that isn't necessarily for new players only. I mean, you've seen how long I've played the game, and I didn't even know that I didn't have my strength stat or my stealth stat ranked up. And there's a good chance that I didn't have lung capacity either because it's a completely hidden stat. So what I want you guys to do right now is go to Grand Theft Auto Online, check out the online page, go to players, and see what stats you don't have. And then you should definitely spend the next 20 to 30 minutes trying to rank that up. Because like I said, it actually can be incredibly effective. Now, of course, if you are one of those people that already have 100% stats on everything, then this video probably wasn't useful for you, but you likely knew that going into it, because I'm sure if you've already maxed everything out, you probably spent lots of time, energy, and effort getting this done and, getting your character fully prepped. But anyways, that's all the information that I've got for you guys in this video today. If you have any other tips or tricks that you think would be helpful, let us know in the comments down below. I'm sure we'd all like to learn from your experiences. And let me know down there as well, what stat do you need to have ranked up as well? Is it stealth? Is it strength? Is it stamina? Let me know in the comments down below. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And also, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.